indeed. Well, game number 3. Picks and bans Anarchy once again on the red side, or blue side, rather. And there's a Gragas ban. You know, I feel like as long as you keep Rek'Sai away from catch, you've done half the job right there. And there's a Rek'Sai ban. I think they've identified that as well, too, because if you take Rek'Sai away from catch, he can't even just right-click into the team fight and knock people up, which is pretty much all he did in game 1.
Yeah, and Anarchy on this blue side again, so apparently SBE wants a retry at the red side here. They're going to have that last pick. Will they have something better against the Twisted Fate? So Annie is going to be the ban. They want to take that away from Secret. He did get the MVP on that champion.
Yep.
So changing it up. That Kalista was banned last, and it will be TF. So, okay, Kalista and Ryze both available.
Oh, wow, and Ryze immediately taken by Ixu. That is pretty dangerous. Ixu is a pretty decent Ryze player, but what's the response going to be? Are we going to see the Fizz from Seoul? What do you think about Fizz into Ryze?
I mean, you can get stopped by the Rune Prison when you're trying to come in. It doesn't seem like it would be that preferable. Certainly, you can dodge the Q now since it's a skill shot with the Playful Trickster.
That is true.
You could dodge the Q and the E but I mean, you're just going to land on the ground, get rooted, and then that's where the Ryze combo is going to come into play.
It's interesting because Seoul really hasn't been a Fizz player this season. That's been more Ixu. He's been playing the Fizz up in the top lane.
Definitely. Definitely true. But in terms of other priority picks, what would you play into the Ryze here? Maokai or Rumble have been known to have some issues. They're definitely going to take the Kalista again after Nuclear's performance in that first game. And they will grab the Evelynn for the second time in a row.
All right. Well, Catch's Evelynn didn't really have any presence on the map last game, so we'll see if he can rectify that. Immediately, that Lee Sin locked in, though, for Lyra, and why not? Worked great. Yeah, grabbed the Thresh for Snowflower yet again.
Well, it's the Lee Sin Ryze combo. You get one of those roots, it makes it very easy for Lee Sin to hit that Sonic Wave and then follow up for a high damage early kill. SBE is going to have to think long and hard about what they want in the top lane, and they also want to have the Kalista in a 2v2, which is basically seeding the 1v1 over to the Ryze. Dangerous.
I feel like you take your top and your mid here.
No.
You don't, I mean,
definitely don't take your mid here. You really want to counterpick that if you are a SBE. You already used 3 bans against a mid laner. You are not going to give them the opportunity to counterpick you after that.
Okay, then. Well, Olaf would be interesting.
And the Alistar, I'm a bit surprised they didn't take that, but I guess they just want the Thresh, which Songyun specializes with. Now, we've seen Tristana as a counterpick to the Kalista before, basically just being able to do more damage in a burst with the explosive charge rather than trying to trade with the Rend. So that's actually been successful, interestingly enough.
Yeah, Tristana locked in for Songyun. And will it be this Victor for Mickey?
Yeah, that's what's so interesting about the Tristana. And that was before the changes to the Kalista 2. So what happens is the Tristana can get in range, explosive shot, and they both Kalista and Tristana will auto-attack each other. But as soon as Tristana maximizes those charges, she can just rocket jump out. And at that point, she just wins the trade based on the fact that that explosive charge will do more damage.
I think it looks like Sassen's thinking about the Azir here. I say just play the Ezreal, man. I know Victor's going to push you in, but you can just get the Pathfinder early and try to fight back. And Sassen's been so good on this mid-Ezreal. Like you said, most of their recent wins has been because of that Ezreal, or a large part because of that Ezreal. So when things are on the line right now, even if it's not the greatest matchup into the Victor, it seems like you go for it.
I agree with you, Doa, but I think what they're really concerned about here is the total lack of wave clear that they possess. So they're going to lock in the Azir in the end. Remember, Anarchy did ban the Azir against Sassen in Game 1, so it is something that they've been worried about. We've seen the Azir do well in lane against Victor because he has to stand in the middle of a lot of these Sand Soldiers if he wants to actually get in range for his Q, the power transfer.
Right.
So that does have some zoning capabilities. And also, they've set themselves up with a way to kind of slow down the Tristana here. Because if you're Spenu, you are really, really worried that this Tristana is going to fast push against you, especially because of the low amount of wave clear. If they pick the Ezreal, they are reliant almost entirely on True Shot Barrage and Equalizer for wave clear, and that could be rough. It's not necessarily going to go badly, but if you start having the Rebels Anarchy group against you with a Victor and a Tristana and start to 4-1 split push, you don't really have too many answers.
Sure enough. Well, we'll see if Spenu can summon the power to take their first best of 3 of the entire season. And again, I mean, this is really it for Spenu. It's really unlikely that they're going to have another chance like this for the rest of the season to win a match. If they lose here, I think it's going to be a winless season for them.
Yes, I think that you have to say that's going to be pretty likely. It's do or die for them if they want to take even a single best of 3. This is their best chance.
It really is. Well, it is time to get into the game, guys. Rebels Anarchy versus Spenu Sonic Boom. Who takes it? Let's get in the game and find out. All right, welcome once again to Summoner's Rift. Spenu Sonic Boom taking on Rebels Anarchy. Both of these teams pretty hungry for a win again. 0-5 coming into this. In fact, the last time Anarchy won a best of 3 was against Spenu, and it was a 2-1 victory. Looking to repeat that again today. And giving Ixu that rise up in the top lane is something that Spenu may live to regret, but what do you do? That TF just manhandled them so well last game.
I know, but that shows a lot of faults with the team, right? That they're so worried about the Twisted Fate that even with the last pick for the mid lane, that they're still afraid enough because they can't adjust their play. That's basically a capitulation. It is a surrender saying, we cannot adjust to your TF, Mickey.
Yep.
Now we have to find a different answer. It's a pretty big flaw. That's a very bad place to be in a draft.
True. Well, it's going to be a lane swap. Looks like coming out of Spenu, sending Nuclear and Secret up to that top lane. And how will this work out here? They can put a lot of pressure on the Rise early. There is that. But will Anarchy just call it? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it is interesting to me that they're trying to lane swap here. Of course, you pick the Kalista for that lane dominance, but Songyun comes up with that Tristana that we've seen do well in lane against Kalista, says, okay, we've got this pick prepared for you. And so they're going to slow down the Rise, and since they're jungling on the weak side at the Gromp, they may have some issues when it comes to actually taking this blue buff. Q start for Ixu, so he's not going to have the Rune Prison to actually lock it down, but that's still scary, and that means that Secret just going to take a peek and then recall into the bottom side.
Yep, so Nuclear going to get a little bit of an XP boost early on, as he's going to be the only one farming up there from his team. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, if you put Kalista in a lane swap and send the support away, you kind of take away some of the utility that she has. And Saucin on the run already. Here comes Lyra as well. Nice flay right into the gravity shield. Saucin in a lot of trouble, and he's going to go down first. Blood goes to Lyra. Great flay from Snowflower to bring him right back into the gravity field from Mickey.
I mean, I don't even know what you say to that, because they knew exactly where Lyra was on the map. They saw him coming over from the blue buff.
Yep.
Okay? And they also knew that Thresh wasn't in the bottom side. Meanwhile, Secret and Catch had both, well, Secret had gone back to base to try and get into the bottom side, so he had no support. He was just trying to harass aggressively. All he was doing there was poking with his Sand Soldiers. Very questionable decision from Saucin in a situation where he had almost no information about where the enemy was, and pretty predictable that they'd be ganking him early. They have all that pressure. A Thresh and a Lee Sin, you have to be pretty confident in your ability to outplay those champions, and Saucin was only level 2.
And not a good start for Saucin at all. And continuing to get poked pretty heavily. He's going to need to play it very, very carefully for the next few minutes here.
It's just about giving up that advantage, too. I mean, it's such a silly risk to take.
Yeah.
And what you lose from it is just so much. You have to deal now with this Tristana, and the Victor being ahead means that turret can go down a lot faster.
Lyra's right there, though. Secret taking a lot of damage. Here we go. Exhaust use on Songyun as he comes in. The flash used by Secret just to get himself out of there. Use the exhaust as well, too. So
there's just so much damage from the Lee Sin and the Tristana early.
Yep.
You have to be very respectful of that all-in potential.
Yeah, SBE already getting pushed back pretty heavily across lanes.
So Mickey chunks out this turret. If Songyun gets a little bit of free time on the tower now because they are doing the damage. Notice how Lyra's just staying in the lane right now, helping to push it up. They know that they control the tempo of this game now. They can just go ahead, continue to push this tower, try and get their edges that way, and they're going to buy a lot of time for Ixu in the top side.
That's right. Ixu looking for a jungler. Catch is up there, but looks like he's going to turn back around again. Pretty massive CS lead in mid lane, too, that Mickey's acquired over Sassen already. Nearly doubling his CS at 5 minutes. Wow.
This is a very rough situation. But, you know, the Azir will be able to farm safely as long as he plays back. His barrier's almost back up, so he does have a little bit of peace of mind. But Anarchy now knows that Evelynn was in their jungle on the top side, and Mickey just continuing to push up. Mickey has that pink ward on the bottom side. He's going to know if Evelynn is there. He knows that Evelynn is up in the river right now, just due to the direction she ran after the wolves, so he backs off.
And he can certainly afford to do it, too.
Yeah, Mickey just playing this lane much better so far.
Oh, Lyra's going to find another turret right before it dies, but still gets a little bit of gold.
Ward.
Oh, Sassen needs to be, yeah, those jungle turrets, you know. Gotta watch out. Well, Lyra's right there again. They've got a pink ward, so they know he can't come in. Chaos Storm used. Sassen, he's dead again. Lyra with another kill.
Yeah, I thought Lyra should have got the MVP in the last game. He really is making the plays on the map with the Lee Sin. Has those double long swords, so he's powered up. You have to play very respectfully around him right now because he's got way more damage than he should for 6 minutes into this game. And that was pretty easy. I mean, Lyra didn't have to blow his flash. Mickey still with both summoners. Hardly any investment whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, Sassen, it's just so dangerous for him to do any sort of farming at all. He can't even push halfway up his lane right now. He did kind of get himself caught, you know, in the wall that is by the river, I guess. So, got to put himself there.
What do you do right now if you're SBE? You're in a really tenuous situation. Catch is going to get grabbed.
Yeah, and again, tons of damage from that Lee Sin. Another easy kill. Ignite used by Snowflower just to secure it. Lyra at 3-0-0 now. Wow, oh boy, this might be a fast one.
They're going after this blue buff, even though Victor isn't in the mid lane. They've got the support already, so this is a very unusual situation that they're going to take advantage of. Soul has to stay there. Of course, that Tristana hasn't shopped yet, so she doesn't have much damage, but even then, SBE not confident enough to actually interrupt this play. Now they're going to try and bait out. No, they're going to just recall. Thought they might have been trying to be cute and wait for the Evelynn to check the blue, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, Q missed, but Nuclear still taking a lot of damage. Man, if that Q had hit, he flashes in. Oh, Nuclear's still alive, though.
There was nothing for the E to bounce to right there. He was just a little bit too far away.
Well, Catch doing a little bit of responding damage to Mickey, but really nothing to speak of. Yeah, if that one Q had hit, that Ixu missed. Would have been able to get the kill on the Nuclear, but Nuclear was able to use the Summoner heal to get out.
Yeah, that was a flash burn for a heal, though.
Yeah.
And now Rumble right back in top lane. Has that Haunting Guys already. Just a tier for Ixu so far, but Ixu getting to that point where the all-in potential is still going to be pretty deadly from the Rise, especially if this extremely high damage Lee Sin hits the top lane. There are no resists, there's no armor from Soul. He will go down quite fast.
Pretty much Chaos Storm use. Sassen has to flash away. Looks like he'll make it out, but I would trade an ultimate for a flash. It's not a bad trade at all. Got the barrier, too. Actually, no, the barrier was just coming up still from the last time they used it, it looks like.
And you're going to get some damage down onto the tower. They are just dictating the pace of this game. Yeah. Anarchy just pressing out as far as they can. the aggression that they won in the mid lane, that first blood, has translated into a game where Ketch really doesn't have very many lanes to go after here. There's no hard crowd control to lock down the Rise in the top side, so that's not a very good gank option. If Seoul had been playing something like Maokai in this game, at least they would have more kill pressure onto the Rise. But I mean, Seoul's coming up here again. He's been up here before, and Ixu has not been bothered whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even 10 minutes into the game, and Anarchy already has total control over the map. Here comes Catch. Looks like they're going to nearly bait him in there. Waiting for the passive to fall off. He did use his ultimate, too. Yeah, they're just, what's going to stop? I mean, he has no flash, so they're going to have to do a lot of damage, but he's not going.
I mean,
wow.
there's no damage either. They only have one longsword onto the Evelyn.
That was going to be like their best chance to make a play there, though, and they didn't go for it. I feel like at this point, you know, why not go for it? It's not like Mickey's going to push in any less, you know?
You probably guessed, too, that Lyra is going to be hovering around his red buff at this time.
Yeah.
So, but Lyra just goes from the red buff, pops into the Dragon Pit. They already have that lane pushed up. Sangyun and Stoneflower, they're there. The Azir is pinned to his mid lane at the moment. Victor has that priority in terms of responding over to the Dragon. So first Dragon easily taken pretty early here at 10 minutes by Anarchy.
Whoa, pushing Mickey back into the turret. They may be able to get themselves a kill here. Looks like they will. Chaos Storm doing a lot. No, he gets on the Lantern. Whoa, and then a flash. Q from Lyra. Are you kidding me? Wow. Well, things could not go any worse if you are spinning right now.
No, they could not.
Oh.
Anarchy just showing that on an individual level, they are superior players, especially when it comes to the jungle mismatch.
Oh.
And that is a beautiful hook.
How many times have I said this before? Catch got caught. Secret will get out. He's got that ultimate.
Okay, solo kill on the top side.
Yeah, why not? This game's
There's
over.
a
Pack it up,
tower.
guys. This is a finished best of 3 at this point.
The manner/dance next to Soul's corpse. I love it. I love your attitude, Ixu.
Yes, yes.
That's right. Showboat a little, makes it
It's a
fun.
beautiful thing. Well,
all right.
let's watch this one again. Because initially it looked pretty good.
Yeah, Mickey gets bounced back. He misses his death ray as a result of that play from Sasen, but Songyun gets in there, and Stoneflower follows up with a hook on to Catch. They use the rocket jump immediately and the ignite just to get some damage.
Catch decides, hey man, I'll just stick around. Nothing bad will happen to me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, at Stoneflower, we often see the Thresh banned. He is a very good Thresh player. He does make plays on the mid lane, and he gets Mickey ahead. And look what's happening now, TP.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're going to play Saucin in again. Nice death sentence from Snowflower, and that is Saucin dead for the 4th time this game already.
Snowflower is making the plays this game. You can't take that away from him. Guy is doing work.
7-0 right now. We could easily have a perfect game on our hands.
But look at the wards. There's pink wards on either side of the mid lane. Saucin has nothing to work with here.
Yeah, well, he has no turret to work with either.
He has no turret to work with. There's deep wards on one side. There's pink wards on both sides of the river. They're going to try and hunt Mickey
exhaust. Yeah, Mickey getting very, very low. Looks like this might be the moment. Gravity Field doing a lot of damage. Oh, no, it's not. Catch is going to keep chasing. Lyra comes in, and Catch in trouble again. The Q misses, but there's the death ray, and Lyra picks up yet another one onto Soul. Your soul is mine.
I love seeing this carry Lee Sin. Look at this. He's going for a phage.
This is insane.
It makes me miss Lee Sin so much as a meta jungler, because I know people were always saying, oh, Lee Sin's so boring. We see him every game, and I'm glad we have this new jungle meta. Well, I like the new jungle meta too, but Lee Sin is just so fun to watch, and it makes
I never minded Lee Sin.
I like the fact that we can have a mix of damage and tank junglers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the Black Cleaver.
The Black Cleaver Lee Sin is on the way. And another turret.
And when you have 5 kills, you might as well just go for offensive items. I love this mentality.
Yep.
I wish we had more junglers that would do this.
Yeah.
Just if you're a jungler in the head and you're ahead, use your presence on the map. Use the fact that you are an unknown factor, and you don't have to group up or play traditionally.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, Lantern. Long Lantern right there.
Thought they were going to try to catch again. He's got to change his name. If he sticks around, if he's still a pro player next year, He better have a different ID. That's all I gotta say. The only thing he's allowed to change it to that is even remotely close is caught. Now wards, they do spot Snowflower coming in, but things are bad, real bad for SBE right now.
Well, your prophecy was a lie, Noah.
I guess so. I guess so. You know, it was their best chance, but they're just not playing very well.
Well, they only get one good game a series. They're like Samsung.
So
Samsung
true.
will impress you one game.
So true. And Anarchy this series is looking better than they've looked in a while, too. It's looking much tighter, and it's looking tighter because they're getting a ton of kills early, but still. All right, ult used. There's a nice equalizer. Slows down Mickey and Lyra, but that's a Chaos Storm. The Secret comes in with a big knockup. Gets pushed out by the Lee Sin kick, though. Mickey manages to get a kill anyway. Nobody going down. Here comes Soul. Can they get Snowflower? Looks like they will. 2 kills finally for SBE, but they still lose catch.
So you probably shouldn't be walking into the enemy jungle to people when you don't really know where people are, and you also have a teleport disadvantage. Iksu still has his down. Souls was available, so that was a very cocky play. Could have instead made a play onto the top tier 1. Now they're going to lose a mid turret for sure. Lyra's not going to be enough. Trading tier 1 for tier 1 though.
All right.
That's Tristana.
Well, it is a turret, so it's not going to be a perfect game. They got some kills, they got a turret, Dragon up in a minute. And all the kills, nearly all the kills on this Lee Sin, if the game goes late enough, may come back to haunt Anarchy.
Possible. Yes.
Anarchy needs to keep the momentum up.
Yes, they do. But fortunately for Anarchy, they also have Rise. And that late game Rise, yeah, the Tristana, it's just the speed of pushing that Tristana gives you. And you can just use Mickey's Chaos Storm to zone people off the tower and simply just have Tristana auto-attack with that explosive shot. So pretty easy when it comes to actually cracking the base. It's a great team composition to do that with.
Fair enough.
Black Cleaver done for Lyra.
Oh
boy.
Oh boy. Wow, we're really on the same wavelength today, aren't we?
Iksu just going to not recall, I guess, in the tri-brush. He's been standing in a ward for about the past minute.
Oh, it's gone now. He waited till it died of natural causes. A ward lived a long and happy life. Dragon's up, and Anarchy really wants to make this their second of the game. Can they get it? Uh-oh. Hello.
Catch has been found.
Yep. And uses that W to try to get away. Gets flayed. Mickey right there as well. Makes it back to his team, and meanwhile, Lyra just takes the dragon, because why not? Whoa. They try to go in. Catch makes it. No, doesn't make it out. Songyun with the flash ult.
The flash buster shot for the finisher right there. Following him through his own flash. So some good damage down. Songyun figuring, why not? I could just flash forward for this one.
Man. I think I've had better Evelyn games than this.
Catch has truly been a non-factor in this series.
Well, he's been worse than a non-factor. He's been a detrimental factor to the team.
Well, I mean, especially in the laning phase, it's hard to shut him down now. There's nothing Catch can do when all of the lanes are so far ahead on Anarchy.
Yeah.
So at this stage, what do? You try and stop
you
Iksu.
try to throw Secret in there and make a play, but Iksu just flashes. Secret has his flash. Not going to go for it, though.
Too risky to actually go for it. You're not going to gain that much by chasing Rise down this lane, and by investing so many people into the bottom side, well, Tristana's going to do what Tristana does and get a lot of turret damage down. There's the explosive charge. Yep, here we go. Lots of damage. That turret's dead for sure. Total vision control to Anarchy at the moment. They've got pink wards in some nice places in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, well, trying to make a play again. Snowfire's going to flash out of that one. That Chaos Storm does so much damage, pulling Saucin right back into it. Mickey gets knocked up, and they're going to be able to take Snowflower. SBE turning this one around. There goes Mickey. 2 kills for SBE, but they have to get away before everybody else gets there.
And Anarchy, they didn't want to actually commit to the Rise TP, interestingly enough.
I guess so, yeah.
As another 2 kills come in. And also what happened there was while the fight was going on, we saw Lyra and Iksu and Songyun start to move through the jungle into the mid lane, but then go back. If they had actually just pushed up to the inhibitors right there, they may have been able to break up Anarchy, or SBE rather, just a little bit sooner. It was a bit indecisive.
Sure enough.
But Anarchy has all the information. If they see people grouping up as 4, they need to be more cautious. You don't want to accidentally throw this game and give the enemy team a Baron. It's going to spawn in less than a minute.
Yeah, but even if SBE won a team fight, would they even be able to take Baron at this point? I suppose with Kalista, they probably could. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. They have a Leandri's Torment too, so and also Azir. So yeah, they definitely have the tools to get a Baron. It wouldn't be a clean one or a very fast one with their lack of items, but if you get enough kills and you have that window where you could take it uncontested, it's still a possibility.
Saucon going for the Nashor's Tooth build on this Azir as well, too. I mean, Nashor's Tooth does have a little bit more AP in 5.13.
Yeah, it's definitely a better pickup now than it was in 5.12 onto Azir.
Buy it on Lulu if you're support. I recommend. For those sick auto attack trades. Nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
I got nothing. That's your thing. The sick auto attack traits on Lulu.
Yeah.
Just using that passive over and over and over
I'll
again.
take your silence as an agreement.
You do that.
I will. Well, Anarchy back out for the moment. Baron is up and a 9,000 gold lead right now. Rebels Anarchy. SBE was able to get a few more wards out after winning that little scuffle in the mid lane, but not really anything near Baron. Oh, hello. Oh, Songyun could be in trouble here. Are they going to bother throwing him in? Nah. Rocket jump's pretty good.
Yes, it is. Very nice disengage tool. Meanwhile, Ixu is getting very, very close to having a Seraph's Embrace. We're getting to scary Rise territory. He should be fully powered up by about 25, 26 minutes. And that, they just don't have an answer. Who's going to stop him from split pushing right now? Soul, if he gets close, will just be all in.
And there goes the mid lane tier 2. Man, only the bot lane left, and it has like no health left.
Got nothing. So Anarchy doing a great job of snowballing this game very quickly. They've been pushing their advantage as well, continuing to get these towers. And this is what I was concerned about, Dilla. The lack of wave clear. If Anarchy got ahead, that Tristana can just split push by herself. She's very safe, has a long range escape, has a buster shot, and is absolutely devastating on those turrets. So when you only have an Azir for the wave clear, and imagine here if they had a the Pulsefire the Rune Wave Ezreal, that really wouldn't have been doing them very many favors either. They would have even had less wave clear.
True.
And less defensive capability, because at least they have Azir turrets to stop the push a little bit.
Very little bit.
Yeah, Anarchy's major lead early has been very helpful, because now Anarchy can just 1-3-1 split push, and that's what they've been doing. It's allowed them to get up 4 towers in the lead, and now this Baron can go down pretty much at any time. They have the Rise to deal the damage.
Yeah, and SBE just needs multiple miracle team fights at this point. There's the Azir turret. Dragon up in about 10 seconds now. And are they actually going to try to make a pick on Ixu? If they do, that Dragon is basically Anarchy's. Oh, Nuclear. The pick is on him. Just gets destroyed by that Rise.
Yeah, just hiding in the brush there. One single rotation of spells takes him out pretty much. Maybe just a little bit more. A second Q perhaps slipped in there, but that is about the strength of Rise at this stage.
Catch and Secret right there too. They wanted to try to make a play, but it just didn't happen. The timing was off.
Well,
there goes the Azir turret.
If you're catching Secret, you definitely can't make a play onto the Rise after that. He can easily 1v2 you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they were supposed to come in with Nuclear, you know, but did not expect Ixu to be that aggressive, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. Well, there goes that turret.
Nice buster shot.
Buster shotting Secret away, yeah. Whoa, that was brave and kind of dumb. Exhaust, the flash used, and Songyun will get taken out. There's a kill for Nuclear.
Lyra's still here. He's just going to hop over the walls. So Anarchy,
Songyun.
They're playing a little bit too aggressive. Obviously, they've given up some deaths that they didn't have to, but in the end, they still end up taking a turret every single time. So it's sort of hard to fault them because they're getting the major objectives. And with the death timer so low, because it's very early into this game, there's not really that much threat behind just having Songyun die right there. At the very least, now you crack the base. That is definitely, if there's no punishment on Songyun dying right there, it's absolutely worth it to trade that one kill for an inhibitor turret, because you can just come back in 20 seconds and re-siege it and get it for sure then. And now that's something that SBE has to worry about for the rest of the game. Or is this big stacked minion wave, a slow push wave, going to hit that inhibitor and take it out?
Right.
Is somebody going to backdoor it? So certainly a worthwhile trade, I think, especially since SBE couldn't reciprocate in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, pretty much. Still 11,000 gold down, and I mean, there's just not a lot they can do. It's going to need to be like a big, like you said, catastrophic fight at Baron or something like that, but it seems unlikely.
Well, how are you going to get that now? So here's the next problem. They're assigning their lanes well, which means that Songyun's at the top side. We have the 1-3-1. There's a Ryze going into the bottom lane right now. Okay, well, Ryze is now threatening your inhibitor. It doesn't even have to go through the tower. Who's going to 1v1 the Ryze? Absolutely nobody. Is the answer.
Think about making a pick with this red buff. They've got vision there. But no, not pulling the trigger on that one.
So Anarchy-wise to just play it here. Basically, if it's just Rumble down there, Rumble dies. If they see more than 2 people there, then it's a Baron for Anarchy. Just a matter of playing it patiently right now.
Yep, they're going to go for that Baron. It's going to die really fast, too. Here comes SBE.
They're doing this early. They should have waited for Ryze
They
to
have to stop it. It is a bit dangerous. Yeah, they're going to have to back off from that one.
That's really silly from Anarchy. They can totally just wait this out. They do not have to go after the Baron this fast. Here's where you start thinking about threatening the Baron, when this is happening.
Right, because here comes SBE.
And now you sit there and you see 3 people. Now you Baron right now.
Yeah, they're going for it. Can they catch Ixu, though? There's the Equalizer. There's a flash. I don't even think they can catch him. No, just giving up a Baron. Catch right there. Counting on Catch for the miracle Baron steal, but Mickey's probably going to take him out before he gets a chance. He's running away from the mid laner now. Has to get away. There's the gravity field, and Catch can't even get close. Even try to steal this Baron. Easy Baron for Team Anarchy.
Yep, that's how you do it. They jumped the gun a little bit before, not the cleanest shot calling, but they do figure out their problem and get the right call in the end. So there's your Baron, and now you go back to 1-3 splitting, 1-3-1 splitting, because there's still nobody who can deal with Ixu. He didn't die, has the Baron buff right now, has a chance to go recall, pick up some more items, and make that final push.
Pretty much.
GA. Be next for Ixu, it would appear.
Yeah, it looks like going to be Randuin's for Lyra once he finishes that item up.
Interesting that we see a Hex Drinker on his song here. Not really sure why he will need that.
I guess maybe just to fight Rumble and Azir close up, perhaps.
I mean, okay, that's fair. It is good in the split push capacity where he might be against the Rumble in a 1v1.
Well, it's too bad to see SBE dismantled so completely after a pretty promising end of the game. #1 looks like they might catch Ixu here, but we'll see how strong this Ryze is right now. Not taking a lot of damage yet. There's a knockup. There's the exhaust goes in on a nuclear. Looks like he's not going to get a lot of damage. Man, they committed a lot to that, but they got the kill. Are they going to lose their mid inhibitor? Soul on the run now. There's Equalizer. Oh, Mickey taking a lot of turret damage. Getting very, very low.
So do they have time with the Tristana to take the inhibitor is the question. It's going to be close.
Yeah, we'll see. Equalizer already used, though, so that takes away a lot of SBE's engage here. Look at that. The damage onto Soul is going to be big. There's a knock-up onto Lyra. Catch coming in. Is he going to use his ult? Nope, saving it for now. So it looks like they will save their inhibitor as Snowflower doesn't connect with that death sentence.
Well, they just didn't have enough wards in top lane, and they were. What happened there was Anarchy was applying that pressure unevenly. They hadn't pushed up enough in the bottom side or in the mid lane to actually threaten the inhibitor, which meant that it gave Spenu enough time to just walk into top lane. So by the time the enemy minion wave reached the bottom side, you need to actually, when you're trying to split push, you have to put the pressure on evenly. Otherwise, it gives the enemy too much time to collapse onto one lane and then just back off like we saw there. And it stalls out your entire pushing. Have to wait for Ixu to come back at that point, and you end up wasting a lot of your Baron.
Pretty much. Man, Lear's been so good this game. And that inhibitor, already nearly dead. In fact, it will go down. Anarchy just walking up and taking that one, and this game is pretty much over unless we see Spenu go for a pretty incredible fight right here.
It's going to be a close one for sure in terms of whether this Baron buff's already gone. Never mind. Thought they might have it on the next siege, but they're not going to.
Does it really matter? That's the question. Doesn't look like it does so far.
Well, Tristana is kind of trying to flank
Oh,
right
going
here.
in. Nice play by Secret. Gets the engage. Can they win a team fight here? Snowflower grabs Saucin. There's a mid laner dead already. Nuclear gets locked up, tries to back away. And now the Chaos Storm kind of taking a ride, but they're going to catch Soul anyway. This fight is definitely not going Spenu's way. And that is going to be about that. Nuclear and Catch, the only one standing between Anarchy and a 2-1 victory. And I don't think that's going to be enough.
Nope, not at this stage. This is Anarchy just rolling their way through this second game. They have a massive advantage. They played some aggressive League of Legends, some perhaps risky League of Legends, but they were not punished. Had some good dives in games 2 and 3, and that's how they're going to win this one.
Yep, that is it. And so it ends just like the last series does. Anarchy 2-1 over Spenu Sonic Boom.
Wow. Well, I mean, Anarchy came to play, and I think when they realized in game 1, because if we take a look at game 1, they were outplaying Spenu in the laning phase. And then they dropped the ball. They started getting picked off. They started playing more reserved. And I think they realized that if they could just consistently attempt to outplay Spenu on the map, just try and force these skirmishes over and over and over again, that they just had more skill and would win off of that alone. And as well as Catch not really having much presence, and Soul not really being there with the TPs, honestly.
Those two